Real life street star. You know what time it is.
Sidney Starr.
You know who she is.
Yeah, when you see the Sidney Starr Darius situation go down.
What was it? You got to brief me on it. Was it?
Yeah. And like it's getting more hot and steamy, it seems.
It's scary.
And it's like,
bro.
do you feel like that? Do you feel like, because you're in Hollywood, do you feel like that's real publicity, or like just from you as a Hollywood insider, just watching?
Yeah, I don't know. It's scary as man. You got to look at the Adam's apple. You got to get medical history. It's tough.
He paid she says he paid for the full procedure to kind of go.
Oh, well, God bless him. To each his own. I can't, as long as he ain't sitting there going, I didn't know, then you fine. You know what I mean? Look, man, because I know what y'all getting at, and there's men and there's women, but there is an in between. It's weird. It's like you see some boys. It was funny. I was arguing with my wife about this shit. Like, we knew he was gonna be gay since he was young. I was like, what do you mean you knew? Some niggas just act feminine. That's just, they grow out of that, and some don't. But there's people on the front line, and there's people that aren't. There's ones that you just get into the battle, and there's some that are kind of a little timid, but maybe they're smarter, maybe they're this and that. The Y chromosome and all that. If I was smarter, I can articulate this a little bit better, but I've been drinking. What I'm saying is, some men are more men than not. Some women are more feminine than not. That middle, there's not a world where I, the man that I am, can do the things that other men can do and say that they're straight. Because I'm not that type of man. It's just acting. Kiss him on the lips. If I actually kiss him on the lips, it's not acting.
I didn't act like I did it. Nigga, I did it.
What the is acting about
Nigga,
actually kissing a man? If I'm and this happened a lot, I'll be in hotel by myself. I'm watching the show. What's about I will do this by myself. I don't just watch and be like, it's cool, nobody see me. My stomach literally, and I'm gonna say this just to be funny, but it's like, I'll be like, the men that can't do it are just different types of men. They just are. And they be like, well, can a guy kiss a guy and be straight and go home and have kids and all that? I'm like, not this type of a guy. I can only talk about me, you know?
Did you lose any disrespect for, did you lose any respect for Denzel when he said that there's a kissing scene that was taken out of Gladiator?
I'm still blaming that on AI.
God damn it. Gotta blame it
So
on
I
that.
meet him. And he was like, yeah. The only thing I think about, I'm a movie buff, so Godfather. Godfather 3? 2? 2. Fredo. Yeah. When he grabs Fredo, kisses him in the mouth, says, I knew it was you, Fredo. Not one human was like, oh, he gay. What he explained was he kisses this man in the mouth and then kills him. You go, oh, that's deep.
That's deep. So wait, so like Jake Gyllenhaal, Brokeback Mountain. Do you look?
Never saw it. I got an argument with. This is funny. I had to look at the women. Y'all got women here.
Yeah, you got to affirm yourself.
I got to shout out one of my favorite co-stars of all times, Golden Brooks. We did this series called Saturdays. Only won one season, but it should have won way more. We had great chemistry. I feel like I've known her forever because she's just such a cool person. And we were talking, and we were talking this type of shit. So I know we went out to eat somewhere, and a person came over with very long nails, and she knew who the type of person I am. And she was like, oh, girl, your nails, and he's da. Then she goes, yeah, Omar likes them too. And I looked at her like, girl, don't you start no shit. And they even looked at me and just was like, okay, and then, walked off. And she's like, what's your problem? I said, no problem. It's just, you knew by doing that what you was doing, so knock it off. I'm fine. I'm cordial. I have many, I won't say many, but I've worked in this industry around plenty of gay men, and none of them have crossed the line because they know, I think. I shouldn't say it like that. Maybe they weren't attracted to me. I don't know how that works. But the point, however that goes, it's a mutual respect. But even like this guy who's like all feminine, he's all me, he was just like, okay, what do you want to eat? Okay, bye, and then walked off. Right? But she was trying to explain Brokeback Mountain to me. She's the same thing. She's like, you didn't see that movie? And I was like, no. She's like, nigga, why? And I'm like, because I can't watch something like, I said, so I started asking her about it. I'm like, did they kiss? She goes, oh yeah. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what's oh yeah? And I was like, well, she's like, and obviously they aren't gay. And I was like, I don't know what obviously means, but whatever. And then she was like, no, and they get to like doing this and that. I'm just like, come on now, come on. She's like, but that's not the point. It was all about the feeling of men, and they were just like in a relationship. I'm just looking at it going, whatever point they were trying to make, no. Use it with horses and voiceovers or animation or something. Why you gotta have two actual men? You know what I mean? Use it with some puppets. Like, why? Yeah. Then we could be like, oh, this is entertaining. Oh, it's just puppets. But I want to see that. I don't know. So anyway, but what I'm trying to say is that for me, I don't, when, and this is interesting. My mom, wow. My father's brother was gay. My father was the most man you've ever met. You're like the most manly alpha male. Just what? And him and my uncle fell out. Probably because of that. Neither one went to each other's funeral. He didn't go to his, and then he died later. But I didn't speak to him because he didn't speak to my uncle. Stopped speaking to me because my dad stopped speaking to him. Just some, careful. Certain type of actor type of way. You know what I'm saying? So my mom was super hard on her sons. Like, I don't want them to be gay. They might follow after this. That's just how her thinking was. And I was always just like, you slept in your own room and 2 weeks old. I'm like, that is neglect. Ain't that strong? The fuck? It tells that story proud. He had his own room at 2. What the fuck? In weeks? That was a bitch. But of that fear of thinking that it's something you can do that'll turn you a certain way. And I'm like, it's either in you or it's not. That's just how I feel. Because there's not enough conversation that'll make me go, you're right. Let me kiss this. There's not enough things I can see to go, that makes sense. Now my stomach won't turn when I do this. And it's just me. Like, I don't know what that translates from. If there's a therapist that can get it out of me, I don't want it.
So what about the men who want the opportunity or they want the bag, and that bag or that opportunity comes with that, and they just was like, well, I'm just trying to get this opportunity or this bag.
This is why I keep trying to say it. I mean, maybe you more man than me if you could kiss a man and then be fine with that.
Right.
And then still go back. Maybe you more. Maybe that's where I'm at. Nope, I can't do it. I just can't, and it's weird. I don't like long hugs, nigga. Get off me. But my message is there's not a situation where you have to do anything, bro. Stay black, die, that's it. There's no, I was gonna miss what?
Yeah.
What was you gonna miss? There's something else later for you. Maybe it wasn't meant. God has a plan for all of us. We just either follow it or we don't. We deviated or we don't. Deviate from the plan or we don't. We get there later, but it's not gonna be like, well, shit, my plan was to be a child star. No, that's not. This plan ain't gonna for you to win at 2 years old, nigga. Then you Gerber baby, that was it, nigga. That's all you get.
So someone like Omar off the wire, who is a stone cold killer, but he plays a gay role.
Yeah.
Let's say for you, there's not a gay scene in it, but you're a gay killer. Would you be like, okay, there's
that's a pretty good question.
Yeah, there's
so I gotta touch no.
Yeah, you ain't gotta touch it, but you gotta close the door with a nigga in the bed. You close the door like, you insinuate.
I'm in the bed with him?
No, he in the bed, you close the door like, nigga.
He's in the bed.
Maybe I didn't watch The Wire. He never kissed nobody.
No,
nothing.
he did.
Oh,
but I'm painting a different over.
Next question.
I'm painting a different hypothetical.
I've turned down some scripts where I read and I went, wow, this is a movie. This would be this. He laying in bed with the nigga. Nah, nigga.
So even
you're just laying in the bed. Now this is deep. So when I did Smart Guy, they came to me again. I'm like 20 to 24, 20 to 23. Anyway, I'm 20-year-old, and they were like, "Omar, we got to talk to you about this script that's coming up." I was like, "All right." And they're like, "Oh, so listen, it's you and the Smart Guy. Listen." I'm like, all right, me and the Smart Guy, what? They're like, hear me out. So you're gonna be in class, and there's going to be a class project that 2 people have to take home an egg. And the 2 of you guys are partners. So you take home the egg and you raise it like it's a child. But the humor is, he acts like he's the dad and you act like you're the mom. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, but we're going to come with these scenarios. But when you watch it, it's hysterical. Because I don't ever have to be feminine. Obviously, I don't have to put on lipstick, I don't put on a dress, none of that. I just have to react like the mom in the scenario would react as opposed to how the dad would react. And I said, let me see the script. Right. And I read the script, and the script was funny. But it wasn't nothing where I had to do, but they were so nervous. They were just like, Omar, it's not gonna go for this shit.
Right, 20-year-old black man.
Right. but if you see it, go find the episode and you'll see it. You'll see it. It's very tasteful. It wasn't nothing. You had the lipstick, the dress, it's emasculating. Why? And it's confusing to our children. It's just so many things. And again, I got so many reasons why it's not for me. Most of all is I wouldn't do it justice. I would offend them more than anything. They'd be like, what the fuck?
I didn't do it. You were horrible.
You put me in this, man. Yeah, bitch. They'd be like, yeah. That's not how we, so.